Welcome to the Visual Div Deep Dive. We're here with Manuel Ogomigo, who has
Yeah,
built out FlowDrive. How are you doing?
yeah, I'm doing good. It's an honor to be here.
Good
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah, and we've been kind of chatting a bit over and back on Slack. Noticed you on first. I noticed you on MemberStack, and then all these cool Webflow, no low code kind of tools that you're starting to build. And
yeah,
yeah, so I'm pretty stoked today to have you share
yeah.
this
Same
this
here.
pretty cool good
Yeah,
man.
definitely, definitely.
Do you want to just jump straight in there, or you can even like tell us a little bit about just a quick intro about yourself and why you made FlowDrive.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, Manuel, from Nigeria, and quick intro. I was a designer, UX designer for like close to 5 years, and I've been building no code projects as well. Basically at night, and give this tagline: UX designer by day, maker by night. And early March, I quit my job. Right.
This
And the reason
March?
I bit yeah, this March, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
I quit my job to like focus mainly on like building products. And FlowDrive was basically a client request. Well, basically a client
nice.
request, right? We're like, okay, we want to build this tool. I was building a web app and we want to build this tool. We want users to be able to submit. Like they couldn't use Webflow. So I basically just built a simple version of it. And I realized like, wow, this is really good. Then we basically rebuild everything again into a full blown app. Yeah,
Oh
that's
wow,
um that's pretty awesome.
that's
Uh,
awesome. Cool. Well, let's. Do you want to just share your screen and we'll jump straight into it? And
okay.
yeah, we can go straight into it because I've used FlowDrive myself once. For actually, I've used it a few times, but the first time I used it, I was building a CMS based
Oh,
um, audio testimonials, and I had figured out a way in Webflow to use a .txt file, and that you could save in your.
it's a lot of code.
Well, no, you can save a .txt file natively inside of Webflow, and it
Yeah,
works perfectly, but it doesn't work on Safari. And
yeah.
it
That's the problem. That's the problem.
so that's when I like I knew about FlowDrive, and I had this client, and the client was awesome, but they were just kind of like, this doesn't work, and I was like, oh shit. I went
It's
into
flow drive,
FlowDrive,
man.
as you said. Yeah, man, I set it up in a few minutes, converted everything. Everything was I converted from MP3 over to
Yeah,
TXT. Just got the original files, uploaded them, added the script, and yeah, it was epic. It was so quick, so easy, solved my problem. So yeah,
yeah. That's a testimonial. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
That's my experience of using it, and
Yeah, it's been awesome, right? So flow drive basically is basically built on workflow limitations, right? Like for example, there are some limits you can't really add via videos yourself, right? You have to either use, like you mentioned, TXT files, right? Right. That's basically some of the problems there. And what FlowDrive basically solve is if you sign up here, basically just give you where you could host your own file. So I could come here, drag in a video, right? And
Mhm.
just host a video. Like you can see this 40 MB. I can't host that on Webflow. It will show me that, bro, there are limitations to this stuff. Right?
Yes.
And
So in Webflow, we're able to host background videos if we put
yeah,
up a
yeah, yeah.
background, but there's no audio. And then we're also able to, via the CMS, connect like a YouTube video or a Vimeo video
Yeah.
to a CMS, but we're not able to host our own videos. And
Yeah,
there is
definitely.
workarounds by using, you can use like Dropbox, or you can use Google
Yeah.
Drive in
Yeah,
a kind of
yeah.
a workaround way. And
Yeah,
but
like
what you've basically built here is a Dropbox or a Google Drive specific for Webflow projects, right?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now they are like, for example, if you try uploading a file here, like you mentioned, you can't really to tell you no, you can't. There are limitations, right? You can't really
Mm.
have you can't have more than 30 MB. And some files, especially if there are some files that are edited, Many of them are way more than 30 MB, right? You could compress it and affect quality, right? Another way I've seen people use it, if you're using Dropbox, is then go to embed and just create a
Mhm.
video URL, right? But one stuff FlowDrive basically do is could come here, install the app, right? And from here, if you upload your files right here, right? I'm just going to select media and show the videos, and you can just pretty much just insert. Sorry, let me click on insert. Sorry, yeah, insert the video, and yeah, and that's just it. You could insert any
Okay,
video
so this
directly.
is I hadn't seen this. So you've created the web app, and now you've got a
Yeah,
Webflow app that makes it
yeah,
even easier to add files in.
yeah, exactly. So you could like basically the one that work right now at the videos, I believe audio store as well. So if you go
Hmm.
to media audio, I'm not sure I have an audio file here. Let me see if I can insert one. Audio dot mp3. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I've seen one. Upload. So this is uploading now. So I could come in here too and just insert an audio, right? That's inserted already. Now for Wayflow, it's only when you click on play that the audio will play, right? And that's just it, right? And the benefit of this is, I would say, the make or core part for the clients, people using FlowDrive. It's not just the ability for them to host, but also making it really easy to upload files, right?
Hmm.
And it's super easy, right? Well, again, let's go to Webflow limitations.
So
You can't use this. Can't use
I just
that.
want to see there. So you are when you're using the Webflow app. Not
Yeah,
only is your file being uploaded, but the audio element that is needed is also being uploaded. Is that right? And the video element is also being uploaded.
yeah, yeah. So if you
Uh,
yeah, go on.
So have you built that using the Webflow custom element?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, build using Webflow custom element. So
Okay,
normally,
so there are loads of questions going through my head here. This is
yeah, go
awesome.
on, fire them all.
I
Fire them.
think we've gone this is a great intro because we have just shown like some really cool things, but I want to pare this back. I want
Yeah.
to show people how easy it is to set this up from start to finish. So
Okay.
can we just like maybe create like a dummy project inside in your Webflow that doesn't have FlowDrive connected to it, and can you show me how you would
Okay.
add
Okay.
a add a video, upload a video to FlowDrive, and add a
Okay.
video in FlowDrive to a brand new Webflow project? Because we have skipped the easy part and we've just gone into pure awesome there.
So let me think I would open this project. I'm not sure I've used it before. Okay. Just wait for this to load up. And one thing, just wait. Okay. Yeah. So this is basically a sample, I think, member stack project, right? So to
Yep.
install FlowDrive here, all you just have to do is come here, apps, and slash for FlowDrive. You could also install it for all of your apps if you want, right? But you could do this easily from here. If you click on
Hmm.
install on site, click on launch. Now this will show because I'm already logged in already. So let me just log out and create a new one. All right. So login. I'm going to select an account that I know I don't have any stuff there. So Manuel at FlowScript. Yeah. So this is a new account. There's no file. So this is how it looks like, right? There's no
Hmm.
file, nothing. This is how it look like. And I can pretty much just click on this button here to add a new file. And I'm going to add this. So I'm already uploading that. And also I'm going to just select an image here and just pick an image, right? uploading that as well. Now I have two files here. I can pretty much just click here and insert this audio directly here, right? So this audio is added already, and if I click on play, right, that's added too. Another stuff for the Webflow app is if we have this the audio, maybe you want to connect them to CMS, which is coming up for the new update, but not yet here. You could also just copy the link, create a new CMS collection. I'm going to just call this blog songs, right? Create, and then yeah, add 5 random items. This should not be a video, so I'm going to select just a link here and put audio link, audio URL, right? And select all again. Well, no need. So I'm just going to select the first one, which is Concierto, right? Paste my audio URL there. But there's new update coming up soon for Webflow CMS, so you could pretty much do all those
Okay, so
stuff.
this is the current way of doing it, and you're working on like an update that's going to make this even easier. But
Yeah.
this still is like super simple.
So you could click here and just either copy this directly, or you could also just the Webflow, insert the audio inside here and map it directly, right? So insert audio, that's added already. And if you click on the audio, because these are a custom elements, you can click on the source and select SRC and just change it to your audio URL, and that's just it. So if we click on play now, this is the only one that will show up because the others don't have, right?
Hmm. So the other ones don't have a source, so you're not
Yeah,
everything is going to be blanked out. It's disabled.
yeah, exactly. But
Okay,
like
so
that's
you have made it easy for me to upload audio files, but I had already created my own uh, audio element using the custom element, and I didn't realize that we had you had already built these native Webflow audio and video elements using the custom element. That's so powerful.
yeah,
It's like one of the one. This is one of the actual best use cases that I've seen of the custom element combined with like a product. I've never seen someone have. I have. This is one of the best I've seen. It's really impressive.
yeah. Thank
So
you.
yeah, fair play. Because
Yeah,
like building out an audio element, while it's relatively straightforward, it takes time,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
it's
definitely.
Webflow have made it nice and easy for us now, and we can build all the individual elements. But there's a lot of nesting of
It's
little
stressful.
things, like you said there. The source is inside the audio, and yeah, so
Yeah,
that's really neat.
it's really
Good
stressful.
work.
Yeah, and
It's
now
really
like
stressful.
yeah, it is really stressful. But now like one of the benefit of this is like this just your hosting files, right? If you want to upload, there's a new update which is on the other one, but like if you want to upload, one way you can do that is just go to div, just add a div, right? And first, let us sign in to our account here. So I'm going to log out here and sign in. Yeah, I'm just going to create a new account, log into that same one. So manual flow script, right? So right here, I can just copy this script now and come to the body of my page. Sorry, member stack. We're just going to paste that in there. And the only attributes you need here are just two stuff, right? FD FD upload default. So the FD upload default is just you are using FlowDrive default upload widget, right? There's a new update coming up, I think this week or next week, FD upload custom. So you can pretty much create your own upload widget, right? And then all you have to do, FD input. Then let me check my docs. Just in case I don't mess anything up. Okay. So let's see, FD input. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. FD input. Now, for this FD input, there are different ways in which you could target. You could pretty much just say file URL, which will automatically create an input for you. Or if you want to connect it with Webflow logic, you could say maybe target a URL like file. So if you put hash file, that means I can target this input code here and put, or let me just target invite code right here, right? So hash invite code, right? And that's just all we need to connect, to basically upload in any form, right? So that means once the file is uploaded here, the URL will appear right here. So if we come here to this, you should go where you should see a widget there. Yeah, upload file. So I can select, I'm just going to
Wow.
select, yeah,
So this is what you were saying was the original application that you built because a client wanted something uploaded from their
exactly.
Webflow website to their own database or their
Yeah,
own storage.
yeah,
And this is what you created originally.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this was
So
like the basics.
we kind of skipped through a little bit. This is amazing. So we kind of skipped through a little bit there. So this the way we connect FlowDrive to the Webflow front end is through a script tag that you put in the body. Is that right?
um, Not really. The script tag is only used for the widget, right? You could pretty much, the way FlowDrive works is pretty much like Dropbox or any stuff, right? But the benefit of that is it's just a URL that if you click on preview, it basically just open up the URL, right? But for Dropbox, it is not a URL. It is more like if you want to find the URL for Dropbox, you have to go through several processes in order just to get the URL, right? Or Google Drive. Google Drive don't even share that. And so because of that, you don't really need this script here to host file or upload file. You only need this if you want to upload, right? Like if you want this particular functionality here. So when they click on upload, it basically upload, like you convert any div to an upload widget.
Okay. So that script tag that you put in the header, the body, that is solely used for this upload functionality.
Yeah,
Everything else is in the exact same way as if you had a file hosted in a cloud storage somewhere and you got the link to that file.
yeah,
You can put that link into your Webflow project and it is hosted through FlowDrive.
yeah,
So when we are clicking play here, it is the file is being played via FlowDrive, but at the front
yeah,
end is Webflow.
yeah, definitely. So if you are playing the
That's
file,
so
you are basically it's just as though you are playing a YouTube video. Like it's just basically
yeah,
from the cloud storage.
that's really smart. And this is great because I did not realize that there was this awesome upload feature.
Oh,
Um,
there is.
that's
Oh, there is
so. Can
one.
you? So
Yeah, gone.
we just did. So we've done video. You showed me how to add a video. You showed me how to add audio, and you showed me how to upload.
Yeah,
What other cool things can you do with it?
yeah. Some other cool stuff, right? One is I'm just going to show you this dot webflow dot io. One of the cool stuff is also on uploading is that will be coming up soon is a custom upload, right? So this is a custom upload. This is just a normal div, and if you click on this, it triggers the upload, and you can see right here it is showing the file. Though there's some stuff that's not yet added, and once it's uploaded, it shows the URL here, right? So these are some of the stuff too that is coming up soon. So you could create your own UI on how you want your upload to work, right? And there's some other stuff too that's really awesome. I love Slater, but one of the reasons I built this was like some client requests, right? The reason was some of them were uploading files like CSV, JSON file, and they don't want to keep on deleting, uploading new file, right? So the whole idea here is for them to just come here and put um basically edit the file that they have uploaded already. So they could come here and write console.log, like hello world, and then if you put, we could also add alert. This is just some simple JavaScript. It's working, and if you save this, they can copy the URL, come to their head of page, right, and just add a script tag, script src equals to, right. I think I'm supposed to improve this. So you don't need to add a script tag
Mhm.
and other stuff. But yeah, if you publish, let me see. Yeah, script. So yeah, you can see it shows the alerts. Like it basically just runs the same, shows the alerts, and you could use this um for basically hosting your code, right? It's
Mhm.
basically used. So this is also sharing the console.log, right? And yeah, that's some of the cool stuff. the flow drive, the flow
Okay,
drive app,
so
yeah.
we're able to write custom code, host custom code, upload files from our front end. And is there is there a limit to the file size, or is that based on the package?
Yeah, it's based on the package, but like
But
on the
in
free
theory, it's
plan,
unlimited.
yeah, it's
In theory,
unlimited.
it's
It's
unlimited.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly,
and
exactly.
then we can host video, audio, which aren't native in Webflow, and then using the Webflow custom element, you can add
Yeah,
them pretty easily um, to your
definitely.
Webflow project.
It's your Webflow project, yeah. Build any tool you want to build. build any
That's
stuff. Like
pretty cool. And now, what about just straight away? Is it possible to target your um, audio files or your video files using the code that you have written in FlowDrive? So that's just the first thing that kind of popped into my head.
okay, can you explain can you explain more? So maybe I'll get that
So
clearly.
so we're writing code in FlowDrive. We can write some JavaScript in FlowDrive,
Yeah,
but then the file is hosted in FlowDrive as well. Is it
yeah.
possible to um, is it possible to use the code in FlowDrive to target that file? I'll give an example. This is one. This is a problem I've had a long
Okay.
time ago, and when I was building a lightbox with video inside it,
Okay.
but the video it's quite hard to make video in a lightbox play on pop-up because of restrictions
Oh,
based
okay.
on Google.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now, do you think that's possible to figure that out with FlowDrive? Because the
So
code would be
yeah.
hosted, the front end code would be hosted in FlowDrive. On click of the Webflow lightbox, our video that's hosted in FlowDrive would pop up,
Yeah.
and now we're trying to make that play. I know it's actually quite a difficult thing to solve because Google are Google don't like autoplay.
Yeah, Google don't like autoplay, right? One way you could bypass that is you could put it on autoplay and mute it, which Google accepts, right? But if you want it to be on autoplay and immediately start playing like with volume, Google basically just restricts that, right? So that's just one way. So you want one thing you could also do. Like one thing I do is if I'm working with videos, for example, one thing you could do is you could just either create audio files, right? Okay, equals to, and this could be an array of all of your audio file, right? You could just add all of your audio file you want right here. This is just an example though. And one thing you could do is you could have a button where when a user click on that particular um what is it called, on that particular light box, that button itself, like they click on the light box, is triggering play on the audio fly, and that will just play it
Okay, so
automatically.
we're
Yeah,
triggering play on the video and then triggering play on the audio file.
yeah, exactly.
So
So
so basically, you've answered my question that so it is possible to use the
yeah,
code inside,
definitely.
and
Yeah, definitely
to
possible.
if you're creative enough and you've got the skills, you can do some pretty. So actually, that's quite a simple one. Is that just a simple? I've noticed it a lot now in marketing websites where,
Hmm.
especially e-commerce websites, is that they
Yeah,
have a lot of video, almost ads and
yeah,
testimonials, and they're already playing, but there's no audio. And then you click into them. You
then
know,
it
the
plays.
movement of the video encourages people to click.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so so we with this setup, we would be able to host our video in FlowDrive, have it on the front end of Webflow, and have it
Hmm.
auto playing without sound,
Yeah,
just as a visual kind of UX experience to try and encourage the user to click on it.
yeah. It's something as simple as this too as well, right? Let me just show you. Right. A user already requested for this, which I'll be adding soon though. But like, if we come in here, I'm just going to insert a video, right? I'm just going to insert it. Like the request was like a way for them to just add the attributes directly from FlowDrive when inserting rather than doing everything manually. So if you come here and put autoplay, true, right? Mute, true, and we play this, muted, sorry. So muted, yeah, true. Oh shit, that's crazy. So maybe come from building that on Webflow directly. So it's just playing automatically from that. But like the way you can do that is
Okay,
just
so
basically,
you just use the Webflow custom element,
yeah,
the
and that just
attributes, and
it.
you added the attributes directly.
Yeah, exactly. So now what you can do is you could use JavaScript that when they click on that button, restart the video and remove muted, right? Remove the muted attributes. And that would just automatically just like if you don't want to restart it, you just start playing from where they click it with the sound on, right? That's just one no code way of doing that same stuff.
Nice. So okay, I've got another one. Let's try and figure this one out.
Yeah.
If you have two first of all, if you have two audio files on page at the same time
Hmm.
and one is clicked and then the other is clicked, does that automatically stop the other one from playing? Or
One
will they both play over each other?
they would, right. This again depends on how you build the JavaScript, right? Some of them are depending heavily on how you code it. So if you build the functionality where if they click on this, it will pretty much trigger that. Like for example, I have this audio script on Flow scripts that basically play audio. Like you create your own unique
Hmm.
audio UI, right? And just add the SRC to it. Now, for something like this, I think there's an ability on the script functionality that if others are playing, then mute one, right? But like, it's pretty much the functionality that you could add, right? Or you could, if you want, you will learn them to overlap. Yeah. And the way that can be done, you could also write the code right here or Slater, for example, is you target every audio URL, right? Either you add an attribute to it like data dash URL, and you are saying for every of this audio when one is playing, mute the first. It's just like jQuery, like once this is playing, mute all, and when this one is playing, mute all, right? So yeah, it's pretty much possible. I would say there's really no limit to what you could do, right? With files hosted, like everything you could do that. You could use later AI or chat GPT to just spin off some code, right? And it's pretty much possible.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. Now, the so okay, so this is the kind of next thing is that you have your audio file, your audio
Hmm.
element. You
Yeah.
could now hide that, and you could build a custom element with like a random play button,
Hmm.
and that
Yeah.
button could then also could trigger that audio file,
Yeah.
which would just play in the background. So you could build your own custom um, audio element, essentially.
Yeah. That's the
Um,
same thing I did here. That's the same thing I did here. So this is the video is hosted on FlowDrive. But this is like a custom element,
yeah,
right? And that's just the same stuff, right? And if you click on play, it start playing. If you click on pause, it changes pause. This is just some JavaScript, right? But yeah, um,
and that's all. So that element that you built there, that's all hosted on
on FlowDrive, yeah,
FlowDrive.
yeah, exactly, yeah, it's
And
hosted
I
on
just
FlowDrive.
I'm looking over there, and I remember me and Matt talking about your product on that pod. But I'm looking over here on the right hand side, and I'm seeing like the Google Lighthouse scores. So because the files are not hosted on Webflow, they're hosted on FlowDrive. That's going to
Yeah,
speed up your website because they're
yeah. So
when when the browser is rendering your HTML and CSS, it's not actually having to find those files because they're hosted externally.
yeah, definitely, right? And it's just one way that it has helped some users. Like if you're hosting the file, especially you're hosting background videos directly, it can get quirky a lot, right? So the
Mm.
best thing is to just either you're hosting it somewhere and you are importing it, right? And keeps your lighthouse. Though that's just some some stuff for that. Like for example, Mohammed use it for I think a background video for one of his latest sites he built, right? But yeah, that's just one stuff. And it's funny that most of the requests I'm getting, I think, close to 900, but like 900K requests monthly, but like most of it
That's
are
insane. So you've
videos.
had 750,000 requests on this
Yeah,
product.
yeah, like monthly. But most of it are like videos.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
Most
because
of it are like
video
videos.
content is important, and
Yeah,
it's a feature that is not easily available on Webflow. So that's pretty amazing. And can you? Okay, do I? So this is a random one,
yeah,
but you can host images, I assume.
yeah.
You can
You could
host.
literally host anything. You could host PowerPoint files. You
Yeah.
could host literally anything. A client reached
Could
out one
you
time. Yeah, go on.
could you could you build your own CMS through it, through FlowDrive?
Build your own CMS. Like, is it like where all of your items are stored and all those stuff, right?
Yeah, like you store all your yeah, let's say you're doing a blog. I know it'd be kind of complicated, but in theory you could write the script that would load the content, and if you had a template built in Webflow, in theory you could have each of the elements going into the rendering into the right places at the right time.
Yeah,
That hard,
yeah,
one thing I don't see there is text files, but I'm sure that could be done as well.
yeah.
Be a
So
bit random.
it's random. But like it's possible. I could add a index or test.txt and just add hello world, right? Save this, copy the link, and basically just paste this here, and that's the text file, right? Um, there are several stuff you could build. Like for example, for the CMS, yeah, you could use. you could use FlowDrive as like your CMS hosting all of your files, right? But then if you were then going deep into rendering content, right? Like for example, you want um you want to show like a blog page, and you want FlowDrive to host all of the text files and render all those stuff. It's not possible. But you could,
Okay.
if yeah, it's not possible. There's a project I'm working on which is like server-side rendering, and for the files hosted, I'm connecting FlowDrive with it. So when they are connecting a CMS, like creating the CMS, it's connecting with FlowDrive too as well. But just that more like using another tool and extending it with FlowDrive, right? So instead of using AWS, for example, I just plug in FlowDrive to the tool and basically use it to fetch the files or upload files, right?
Mm.
That's pretty much I would say for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so I suppose that I'm just trying to see how far we can push FlowDrive. But when you've got like the Webflow CMS and you're just adding to the capabilities of the Webflow CMS here using FlowDrive, like
Okay.
when you
Yeah. Yeah.
have an
Yeah.
awesome CMS.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was
Definitely.
just trying to see if like so we could do a TXT file,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously it gets more complicated because you're trying to sort out URLs and paths and that kind of stuff. So is there anything that we have? Is there anything that we've missed so we can upload files? We can host
Mm-hmm.
audio, we can host video, we can host images, we can write code. What other? And we're just like creating a HTML page here.
So yeah, you could also create this. I could come here and add the style.css and put dot body. This is not a good way to build website site, but yeah, it's
No, no, no.
pretty
Like
possible.
it's not, but it is showing the capabilities of FlowDrive though. It's not.
Yeah, background.
Um, Regardless of whether this is what we want to do as Webflow developers or not, it's more. I'm more just interested in how far we can push this tool, which is
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
background gray. We could say this one dot h1 and width 40% margin right auto. So I could just save this style.css and come here and add a link rel.
So you're you're basically building out pages inside of FlowDrive using like traditional code.
Right, and that's just it.
Brilliant.
So
Yeah.
it's just pretty much is you don't do stuff like this, but
No, no, no. But
but yeah,
it's
it's
still cool to
definitely
see what you
possible.
can do, man. So like
Definitely
it's
possible.
just like whatever you can imagine basically, and your limitations as a
Yeah,
developer
yeah.
is
Like
kind of what you can or
like
can't
for
do.
example, this tool I did for Webflow member stack and waste challenge. This is like a Figma based kind of tool, right? And all of the
Mm.
code are hosted on FlowDrive,
Yeah.
right? For like building this stuff, and some of the APIs were connected with Wiz, right? But this whole stuff here is all your code are hosted on FlowDrive. I could come in here and just add the new stuff, right? So I'm just add the text. So let me just show you how this stuff works. But I could
Hmm.
say visual dev checkout podcast with okay, let me do it like this. Check out visual dev podcast with guest guest, right? So this is, let's say this is an open graph, right? And
Hmm.
um for all of the the podcast you have, you want a dynamic open graph for them, and this is just one, right? We could add an image here. Just going to add a simple image of Ben Byte, and yeah, let me just put this one here, and let me remove this to zero. Yep. But yeah, if I click on this now, I'm just going to publish this. Now this is published already, right? So that means I have a URL here. So if I go to this part, it shows with guest, but like that's not the content we want. So what we need to do now is come to variable, and I'm going to add a variable guest. I'm just going to put empty, maybe donut. If I click on add variable, now this has changed. Publish again, all right? So if I come here now, this shows without bit guest donut, right? And I could come here and put a query parameter guest equals to manual, and that just changed that, right?
Okay, hang on a second. So we've just like gone from hanging out
Yeah, sorry
inside the
about
FlowDrive and
that.
building out, checking out the possibilities. But in your example of checking out the possibilities of FlowDrive, you
Yeah,
have shown us this tool that you have built that will build out
yeah, like
open graphs for your unique open graphs for your Webflow projects based off of like data that you can input. Can you
yeah.
input this data dynamically then from
So
Webflow, or is it just
so one issue with Webflow, yeah, is like this can only be done via the API right now, which I'm like, I'm still waiting for member stack and Wiz review, and if like it's accepted us, like basically win, I might double down on it. But like for Webflow, you can't add, like for example, I could add a URL here and put guest equals to empty. I mean just URL,
Mhm.
right? Or let's just put open graph. But this will not show up in the open graph stuff. It will only show up in via the API, like if you are doing this from
Yeah,
API.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so there's a limitation there, but to get back, forget about the limit, the what you can or can't do in Webflow. But you built the front end code.
In Webflow, yeah.
You've a lot of your client side JavaScript written in
In FlowDrive.
FlowDrive for that particular project.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And so you said you used Wiz to connect the APIs. Can you connect APIs with FlowDrive yet?
Yeah, I can.
Or
So
and
there are a lot of stuff I
will
could
the
share here that I'm building. So I could with Flow Proxy, the project I told you about, right? I could pretty
mm,
much I could pretty much create an API endpoint and keep it secure so that the key isn't open in public, right? And I could use FlowDrive, write the JavaScript to fetch the request without using Wiz, right? But like
mhm.
I could also use Wiz if I want to, right? But like for this example, right, I basically use Wiz securing some of the API and connecting it as well with FlowDrive and other stuff.
I'm seeing an upgrade for you here, man. You could have like a folder that allows you to put secrets into FlowDrive, and then those secrets could be called in the JavaScript. Very
Yeah,
simply, if you're, I will think about member stack. Like if you wanted to use the member stack REST API and use your secret key, like be pretty cool if you could have a
yeah, true.
folder that was you could put in your like member stack secret API,
Secrets, and that would just secure
and
it.
it's just hosted there in FlowDrive, and then we could call it without ever exposing that key. That would be
Yeah, definitely,
um,
definitely. Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. I've I've done something like that, but I haven't really thought about integrating that into FlowDrive. But yeah, that's a good one.
let's
That's a
see
really
what
good one.
happens. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So this cool. This is awesome, man. Well, we could go on all day about this kind of stuff. Is there like I can even see that you're starting to you're already evolving the product. You're seeing all these problems. Like
Yeah.
this is just so side by side. Like one of the reasons I love Slater and I started working with Slater was because of the Webflow custom code limitations, and I know they've increased that limitation
Yeah,
recently.
it's still limit it's still limited.
It's still limited, yeah,
Yeah, it's still
but
limited.
and you have used a lot of MemberStack, and I use a lot of MemberStack, and MemberStack have got really nice snippets of
Yeah.
code to allow us increase the functionality of our MemberStack project by sending data to custom elements, retrieving data from custom elements,
Mm-hmm.
and even they've got metadata, and you can like retrieve metadata.
Yeah. Member JSON and all
You
those
can't
stuff.
change that from the front end, but we can also store JSON inside in MemberStack. So
Yeah,
you,
sure.
where was I going? Oh yeah, all these these really nice scripts that they've created for us. It's very easy to hit the Webflow maximum character limit, and
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I started using MemberStack or not MemberStack, Slater
Slater.
at the time.
Yeah.
But you're obviously solving that problem as well, and which is pretty cool. Um, then I'm just trying to think of. I suppose. Oh
Pretty
man,
awesome
my
stuff.
mind is racing here. Can I suppose let's just go and show like how much is this going to cost people? So we know how easy it is to use. We know the amazing
Yeah.
possibilities that we have, and um, so what are the options that are at people's that people can use the product?
Yeah. Well, you could invite people, invite your members, but like for the plan
Oh,
here,
you've
it's
remember him. Okay, cool.
yeah, you could come in here and invite your members. I forgot to mention that. Like invite team
Nice.
members and all, yeah.
So you can invite me to all your projects.
Yeah, yeah, you just see all of the code, all of the files. You could also upload.
Mhm.
There's not really a role base, but like the only role base is that the person you invite cannot delete your account. All right, definitely. But like they could
Okay.
come in and see all of your files, see the code, make changes. It's still pretty much a new feature though. But for like
Okay. So the person that you invite would have to be like admin security in your mind. You don't want to be like, yeah. So they've got full access at the moment,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
is yeah, that's fair enough. Okay. So
So
let's just go to the billing there. So you've got the basic plan is $9 a month. There's
yeah,
$29 and $59. And is that 10,000 files? So that is a lot of
yeah,
files
yeah, a
and
lot
a
of
lot of storage.
files and a
50
lot of
gigabytes of
storage.
storage. Wow,
Way
for
way more
$9 a
than
month.
yeah, way more than upload care or Webflow, right? Right, way more
Yeah.
than that. So many of the people were using upload care at first, right? But this is way more. And also, it's also affordable. The reason I did it this way is I basically more just want to make it really affordable. Actually, it's from a Reddit user on on Webflow
Yeah.
community, and I was like,
Well,
bro,
yeah, like it's important. And like the thing is that no code tools and low code tools, they save us a lot of time. They save us loads
yeah,
and loads of time. And,
definitely,
and, and my particular example is, with the audio files, saved me time. Meant I got paid, and I didn't have to lose money by
like,
spending lots of time figuring this
yeah,
problem out. So that
yeah.
that's like so valuable. But I also have to just point out that you can try this for free, which it isn't shown here,
Yo,
and it's you've got
it's free.
1 gigabyte of storage with 50 files, which is a lot for a free tier.
Yeah, so for the free tier, which is right here, right? You get 1 gigabyte, 50 files. I'll be honest with you, a lot of the people using it haven't even crossed 50 files. Like so there
That's
are
what I'm
some that
saying,
have
man. Like
yeah,
that's a lot of files. Like It's a lot of files.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. The whole idea is to make it really easy to just use the tool, and by the time you use anything, you want to you, because there's some users right here, like the people who are currently on paid plan are people who are building like websites where people are making submissions a lot. Like
Mhm.
for example, one of the users, their website basically deals with people submitting PDFs, right? Another one
Yeah.
deals with submitting PowerPoint, AI, Illustrator, and all those stuff, right? And someone just basically, like for example, a real estate app I completed last month, right? We basically integrated FlowDrive to it, so users can upload their images, right? And pretty much beat the storage, right? But like
Mm.
10,000 files is a whole lot. So one thing I'm even doing right now is I'm trying to experiment building a self-host kind of feature. So you just pay one time and you don't deal with subscription again, right? And everything will just be your file. You are connecting your storage, you're connecting your database. You could also invite users. It's more or less like you are owning FlowDrive somehow,
Yeah, yeah.
well, with a one-time fee. And that's just what I'm thinking of experimenting soon. I've started like reworking the database to see how that would work too. But yeah, it's pretty affordable. So if you can check it out.
Amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So you're thinking. So what I'm seeing here is that there's going to be a one-time limited offer for early adopters or something
Yeah,
that you could
yeah,
market that gets people in for a really reasonable price, and then they've
yeah.
got this awesome feature. Can you tell me? So you've mentioned AWS. Is it built on AWS?
No, no. If it's built on AWS, then I won't be telling people that you can host without bandwidth limits. Because the AWS have charges based on bandwidth, right? So this is the storage is built on Cloudflare R2, which is
Oh, nice.
so if I'm building the self-host version will just be them connecting their Cloudflare accounts, and it automatically creates the storage and the database that's needed. And so even if you are getting 20 million requests, right, or this same amount of requests, like it's just one way, like you're rest assured that you are not getting a bill of, oh bro, you have to pay for bandwidth. Right?
Yeah,
Because
gotcha.
Cloudflare doesn't offer Cloudflare bandwidth is basically zero,
Yeah,
right? So that's the benefit of using that.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. The other stuff we pay for, but yeah, Cloudflare is pretty
That's
much
great.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
Great. And can you so you there's so many things going on here. So just so you've built FlowDrive,
Uh
you
huh.
have built this open graphic project for the member stack whiz 2 week
Yeah.
challenge. Can you tell me about other projects that you're working on at the moment?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
definitely.
mentioned a reverse proxy or flow proxy or something.
Yeah. So one of the stuff, right, is this, right? I'm just going to log in. I'm sure I shared this with you one time, right? But if we see this now, this is this is some API that's connected already. Okay, let me just create one. Um, which API can I create? Let's go to member stack, app.member stack, right? And go to member stack API, developers.member stack API. So now if we go to this dev tools and we copy our secret key, right? That's copied already. I'm just going to come to this admin. So what this does is I could come here and say, okay, I want the base URL here is from memberstack is admin.memberstack.com, and I could paste this here, right? Memberstack, select authorization XAPI key. What's wrong? Oh shit. I'm doing it. Let me check something. I'm supposed to see an input there. It's supposed to show. I'm not sure why that didn't show, but like all I have to do now is copy, paste my API key, and I could put this as um flow script. So it's to check if that flow script is available. So flow script is available, and I can just create API. So now that is created already. Now there's some stuff here that I've not
Hmm.
added yet, but like that's created. So if I come here to this, right, and I want to fetch members/members, all else I have to do now is come to flowscript.com and do the same root/members, and that would fetch all of the members. But now this is secure, right? So
Mm.
secure in the sense that if I come to, I'm just going to refresh this. If I come here, it's not showing anything like the authorization key right here, right? No bearer
Yeah.
token, no XAPI, nothing at all, because this is handled from server side. If I want to get a particular user, I could select this slash members and go to slash this and go to that particular user, right? And this is all secure. That's like the whole idea for the flow proxy. Like you sending JavaScript is mostly for like developers who already know some JavaScript already, right?
Yeah.
So you sending requests to external APIs, but then keep making sure that it is secure. So like no one can just come in and just make changes and destroy everything. Right. I
Yeah.
shared this
That's
with
it.
member stack team, and one of the requests was like a way for them to also like block some endpoints, which is something I'm working on. So like maybe if you try accessing a particular endpoint, it will show you, oh, there's an error. You can access this endpoint, right? So something along those lines. So now for this year, one thing I'm thinking of building is why this is good. I want to extend it to the point where you could pretty much build any reverse proxy with no code, right? Why this is basically just for authentication. One stuff I'm trying to do too as well is can I build can I build this but with no code? So for example, this is a sample project though. But one thing I'm doing is I could come here and add slash root, and I could come here and add a reverse proxy, and I could add manuelgomigo.com, right? I could add another root slash API, and I could add a function and say, okay, fetch external API, fetch this one, get. I don't need any API key, right? I could even paste my member stack here, right? Admin.member stack, and the API key here will be this. Let me just use the normal one, JSON, right? I could also add one more root and say, okay, slash blog stack, which means that anything from blogs would go there. And I could also add a reverse proxy to FlowDrive blog, right? And if I click on deploy, to show me to generate this code, which I can paste in Cloudflare Worker, right? But I don't have a Cloudflare Worker, so I'm just going to paste this in a code here. And if I come in here now and refresh this page, which is on localhost, you can see this is already basically creating a reverse proxy already, right? And if I go to slash API, it shows this one. If I go to slash blog, it opens another page, right? So this is now
So
more.
you have just, in the space of 2 minutes,
Yeah,
created a reverse proxy of a website,
yeah,
a secure API of the
yeah,
data from that website, and connected it to another website, which is inverted commas blog,
yeah,
and you added the path /star, which in essence means if any data is added to that, if there's another
Another part like going
addition
to
to the path,
exactly,
then there should
exactly.
be a new page that
Yeah,
will be
exactly.
dynamically. And when you in the last 3 minutes, like people, you went so fast through that there was code created, and that is JavaScript that could be added to basically any Node.js kind of
Yeah,
setup. But you were talking about
yeah,
using Cloudflare Workers as your backend JavaScript to create that particular
yeah,
application.
yeah.
That's nuts. So we have to stop here because we came to talk about FlowDrive, and you have just gone on to another awesome tool that we will definitely have to come back to and and try out another time.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking into the oblivion there. So I suppose just stop sharing the screen there,
Okay.
and
Yeah, it's
I'll
crazy
just
stuff.
say, man, I'm blown away. The amount of work that you're doing and the amount of value that you're bringing to people that are trying to push the limits of Webflow is
Yeah.
it's awesome. So I'm thanks so much for coming on and
Same
showing
here.
us what you've
Same
got
here.
and how your mind works and how you know what you keep thinking about. Like you've got about 6 projects that I can see on the go. Where can people find you? So I've seen you a lot on Twitter, and I see a lot on the Member Stack Slack group.
Yeah.
So
So
where can
yeah,
people find you?
yeah. Twitter, Manuel Ogomigo on LinkedIn. I was active on LinkedIn as a UX designer, but switched to Twitter so I could create this no code. But yeah, on LinkedIn too as well. Twitter and communities like Webflow experts or member stack. Yeah.
Nice. And so you just there you also you said you quit your job in March. So you are you full time working on products and freelancing at the moment?
Yeah. Full time freelancing, like helping founders build their own web apps, and also spending more time like building mine. Right. Yeah, that's what I do right now. That's what I do now.
Nice. Good man. Epic stuff. I'm blown away. Thank you very much for letting
Thank
us see
you.
the inside of that big, massive brain. And yeah, we'll definitely let me know when you've got a few of these other products, in beta or up and
Yeah.
running, and we'll get you back on to demo them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
All
appreciate the
right,
call.
man.
Thank you so much, Alan.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, we'll say goodbye. Bye,
Yeah,
bye,
bye.
bye.